hosted Minister Hippie at AME Church in Fort Myers, Florida. We have one AME church down there, and it's a big city. I direct the male chorus. I started there, and I directed the adult choir, which is like 30 up to 89. I don't want to move that singing choir, and they just want to hang on there. That's how I just hang on there. Then I play for everything. I serve everywhere as far as sound media. I run the music. I run the PowerPoint on the Bible study night. I teach Sunday school. I'm the class leader. They wear me down.
All around. My name is Kimberly Coker. My favorite color is royal blue and white. Yeah, I'm trying to pick one, right? Yeah. Okay. Favorite food is big bacon. Least favorite subject definitely math. And currently I serve at Nazareth Baptist Church in Rockville, South Carolina. Here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I serve here as director of youth ministry up there in Rockville. Debbie Wilson.
Anointed.
When I heard what they had said was you did.
Oh, I did. I really did.
You should have done it.
I didn't do it.
If you be the son of Christ, come down.
I may have done it.
All right, you did it. Oh, you didn't do it what he died for. Go ahead. Introduce yourself. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I serve as my sister and my probably where we'll be at tonight. Assistant director of There's colors. Probably royal blue and purple. Favorite food is you stay with me each other.
Trust my recipe. All right. We'll turn you around. What do you need? You serve where we're going tonight.
Yeah.
You got a sister. Sister seat taker. You just had you did your best to get to the mourners, bitch. Let them mourn. Let them mourn the mourners, bitch. Go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Word Baby, I'm Pedro Hart's sister. We actually gotten started directing a children's choir, I don't know, 20 years ago. Longer maybe. Right now, I assist the minister of music. I direct the choir. I don't play, but I can teach. I work with the musicians, with the male chorus. I select music. I do a lot of administrative kind of stuff, you know. I may listen to you, they pull up to songs and say, how about this, how about that? A lot of times they're not accepted by American music, but that's all right. I tried it out on my hand. Okay, see what they can do.
Get her that seat back. She needs to be she just mourned. Come on, everybody say thank God for sister. Come on, sister. We're going to be able to time it right here. Your favorite color is red? Oh, I know it was red. Yes. HR.
My name is Hazel Stevens. I'm the minister of music. We don't get her Baptist Church here in Tampa. I haven't heard anybody else say Tampa except for me. Okay, my favorite color is forest green. Foods, I like all foods except Asian. And that's because I have to try it. My least subject in school is political science, but I have learned to appreciate political science since we had a president. So now, but in school, I did not like political science.
All right, okay. Make him love us great again. Wrong tagline. I'm glad there's a door right there, because y'all like, be mindful.
I gave you my title, and you hope I'm over all of the music departments. We have First Sunday we have the adult choir, second Sunday we have the gospel chorus, third Sunday we have the male chorus, fourth Sunday we have the children's choir. Then we have 2 praise teams, praise on Sunday.
that way.
And these have been your church announcements from Tampa. Go ahead, brother.
CP, originally from Washington, D.C. Favorite color is blue, favorite food is soul food, least favorite subject is school, college and biology. Currently serving in 2 locations, my home church, Church of God, Washington, D.C. Also, currently I'm director of the Higher Praise Gospel Chorale at Asbury United Methodist Church, also in Washington, D.C. I've been there for 22 years. And of course, my home church played there.
That's such a good story. My granny played the same thing up the place all the time. My nana played the same church 88 years.
Wow.
I'll find the video and show you from all that. You probably see them on Facebook page. Sister.
You get me a friend.
You are my friend. I do to them. Okay, I'll erase somebody else that I like less than you.
All right.
Make sure you get on there. Come on, go ahead.
I'm reclaiming my time. I'm Lynn Williams, and his body. And my favorite, I love math, but I hate most of the and my favorite color is black, but it's also royal and gold. I have to go there. Currently, I serve at Not Left for Missionary Baptist Church in Durham, North Carolina. I'm a musician, but I also read songs to the adults and the kids to the children. Since February, I've been on the mass choir at the Mount Bright Baptist Church in Hillsborough, North Carolina. And I've been planning to do that, but the Lord always seems to put me in places that need something and do music at a certain time. So I'm just going to sit back and do that until I got done.
I'm Julie Williams, and my favorite color is green. And my favorite food is corn. And my responsibilities are to be the wife and then look young. I'm the pastor at Mount Bright Baptist Church in Hillsborough.
What's your favorite food?
Chicken.
Yeah. I'll put you with Brother Malcolm Speed. Gospel bird, if he just called it a less test. Well, I'm Taft, my favorite food. Oh, what's up, Pedro? Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
said something you said. Pedro Hart, I'm the Lord's youngest brother. My favorite color is blue, and I love beef and broccoli. But I wondered partially about this. I paid 4 churches on the weekend. End up having a service. Don't do that. I take 7-day Adventist on Saturday, Catholic Church at 4 o'clock mass. Go back to Catholic Church at 8. Then the Mississippi Unit to Comas Baptist Church at 11. And then place for Presbyterian Church at 5 o'clock Sunday afternoon called Pastoral Company. So how are we able to do that? Well, there's a more praise team on Saturday. I was the cancer and the musicians for 4 o'clock. I had 2 cancers Sunday morning, but then I run a whole music party and then start till 11 o'clock. And then, you know, it made it easy for the Presbyterian because all I had to do was come and play music. While that running around, ended up having a stroke. Don't do that. You know, too much money, and the doctors had warned, once if you keep your blood pressure, diabetes, and all that other stuff, the next stressful thing is going to just be over. Don't do that. Take care of yourself and try to pay yourself. So now I'm looking for free.
Everybody touch your hands for a picture and say, Pedro! All right, here we go. I want to get this right here. I'm Taft. My favorite food is a fried pork chop smothered in gravy, homemade. Homemade gravy, don't put any other stuff. Homemade gravy. Praise the Lord, since it's the will of God. Some fried green tomatoes is my favorite food. I don't eat any of those. My favorite color is green most of the time. These favorite subjects is mandarin, which is going to be needed in the years to come. They told us we need Spanish, now I'm telling you, you need Mandarin. And I'm serving at Barak Church as well as seminarian on the biblical scholarship, theological. Yeah, let's do this. We spend there are more than you than with the last class, so we spend a little time on that. Let's go through Hymn Lovers Conference. We're talking about today raising the bar, a discussion in ways to raise music literacy levels through your music ministry. Notice it says a discussion, not a lecture. So we will be discussing some things of ways to raise music literacy levels through your music ministry, raising the bar. We're going to do that in 3 aspects in this class time. We're going to do a wondering process, which is why you have your pen and your paper. Then we're also going to talk about the space that you currently work in as persons who are hymn lovers, as persons who are ministers of music, and then we're going to do some work. And the work is what you encountered the last class doing. When you were coming in, they were engaged in doing some work that they are probably still going to be engaged in as the day goes on. I want to talk about wondering process. We're going to spend a few minutes doing this. A wondering process. When we wonder, it is a categorical name that is used to describe the individual's questions that we ask about our learning processes. So you're going to make a couple of statements here, and each one of them is going to begin with "I wonder." You're not trying to answer anything. You're not trying to come up with any theories or anything. You just want to wonder and let your musical imagination run as we discuss how to raise the bar in your music ministry. So we're going to begin wondering, which is going to set the course for our class. This class will be abstractly different from the last according to your answers. Okay? We're going to wonder. Every sentence you write will be "I wonder." Okay? We're going to wonder in 3 different contexts that will help us raise the standards of music ministry. The context of life, the context of ministry, and the context of society. In the context of life, you're going to wonder what you can do to raise your own music literacy. In the context of ministry, you're going to wonder what you can do right now to raise the levels of musical literacy in your context you're in right now. And then, as far as society goes, what can my music ministry do to make a difference in society? Each one of these is going to start with, I wonder, for example, I wonder if I did this, would it create this? This is an example. I'll give you one, which probably someone's going to say, in raising the context of your own life to raise the standard of music ministry, I wonder if I took more lessons, even at this point in my life, would they help? You get what I'm saying? You now have a couple of minutes to wonder, because we're going to share our wonderings and create the class around your wonder. So if you will wonder, all I need you to write right now is just one wonder from each one of these categories. Go ahead and write now. Help me create the context for this class, which will probably be abstractly different from the last one. Remember, there are no right or wrong answers. Just wonder. And if you complete that, you're going to go back and add some other questions to the different categories. Yeah. Create a dynamic discussion. And again, don't forget, we're going to be answering these questions in the context of life, the context of ministry, the context of society, and each sentence will begin with, I wonder. We should at least have 3 wonderings in front of your paper. The context of life, the context of ministry, the context of society. Let the Lord speak to you. Put it on that paper. Hallelujah. And one is to the point where we're going to call a counselor. Let's talk a little bit. In the context of our lives, I'll start by saying, I wonder, will I become more musically literate, or will my music literacy upgrade if I practice more? Anyone else? Go ahead. Randomly, let's go. I can start with I wonder.
I wonder if I took lessons again, would it help?
Okay, yes.
I wonder if I had taken music here, would I have learned to do it?
Anyone else? Keep going.
I wonder if I could read that over and
Keep going.
I wonder if I memorized songs, if I could do that.
I wonder how I can teach the importance of the hymn to the youth effectively.
Keep going.
I wonder how I could get them.
Keep going.
I wonder how I can share this knowledge in the community.
Anyone?
I wonder if I learned different languages, if that would help me express music better.
Keep going. So the context of this whole discussion to begin with is what you can do as an individual to raise the level of music literacy in the place you serve, because it begins with you. So now that you've wondered, well, I wonder what you will do with what you wonder. Because you just confessed to me that you know what needs to be done in order to be more musically literate and to raise the level of your ministry. So now it's up to you to take your wondering and put some action behind your wondering, because the people you lead will only be as good as you are. Let's go to the context of ministry. Remember, the key phrase was, what can I do right now? And I know it seems like I'm moving fast, but we got, what, an hour or so? Y'all good? Okay, good. You take this and develop this at your church more. I'll send you the PowerPoints. You take this, develop this at your church more, spend more time, take weeks to do this, take time before Proverbs to do this, okay? Let me share some wondering. I won't share from the last class. We just created around this one. Context of ministry. What can I do now? Okay? I wonder. It has to start with I wonder. Let's go.
I wonder if I could take 15 minutes to rehearsal inside you.
Keep going.
I wonder if I could take 2 days singing study.
Keep going.
I wonder if I can remove the competitiveness among the parents.
Oh, you have to preach. Keep going. I'm not going to. Keep going. Anyone else?
I wonder how I can share this my pastor and those who really have the influence to institute it.
Next.
I wonder if I could take my chances.
Woo. Next. Anyone?
I wonder if I can upgrade the quality of music.
Anyone else? So you already have questions. You actually already have pseudo plans in your head about what you want to do. But you've just been wondering about them, which is awesome. Okay? Which is an awesome thing. I wonder what would happen if I did what? So you'll do it first?
15 minutes to rehearsal Saturday.
Of sight reading. I wonder, would that raise the level of musical literacy? Yes. Talking about raising the bar, right? Yes. Well, someone else said something. I wonder, what did you say?
Combination of singing, studying, and studying the word.
Yes. I wonder if I actually begin to make sure that every song that we sang, that there was a 5-minute discourse on scripture text concerning it. If not during rehearsal, by email or personal study during the week. I'm trying to help you give you
All
hints.
right, there you go.
Okay? I wonder. Okay? That's the context of your ministry. Next, the context of society. This is where we're going towards in this hour. Because you're already in church. You already saved. But how does the bar that we're looking for now in this class that I want to extend to you is how you raise the bar and include those who are not like you. Who are not Baptist, who are not Christian. Here we go. The context of society. What can my music ministry do to make a difference? Anybody, what did you say? I wonder if what? I wonder.
My choir should sing more often in the community.
Keep going.
I wonder what would happen with that phone and what the
Keep going.
I wonder what I can do to make that music.
Keep going. Anyone else?
I wonder if I could make a million people.
Anyone else? So we got all these wonderings. So you got all this stuff on the inside of you that at some point are thought processes. Don't throw this piece of paper away. Wondering's going to become actions at some point. You're under no obligation to do everything you're wondering about right now, but I wanted to place you under obligation to at least wonder and think about the possibilities of things that you already wonder about that can raise the bar and level of musical literacy in your ministry. I wonder if I spent more time warming up. Would it affect the quality of the sound at 11 a.m., 10 a.m., 8 a.m.? I wonder if I went through my choir to make sure that persons that have been singing in the same section for 20 years, if they really need to still be there. Or has their voice changed? I wonder why I haven't said, hey, not come secure a position, but I wonder why I haven't said, hey, let's see if God's still using you in the same section.
That's a good way to say it.
That's a good way to say it.
Say that one more time.
I wonder if we can gather to see if God is still using you in the same way, in the same section. I know people who don't sing soprano anymore because of age process. But they're still trying to sing soprano. Now your whole soprano section is thrown off because they're sharp. Not even flat, they're sharp. Okay?
And they got no power.
Got it? So I wonder if the things we just wondered about, if you took steps from wondering and made action plans concerning them, would it raise the musical literacy level of your ministry? That is the task of wondering. Okay? So in wondering, one of the things that you find out is that you end up with a whole lot of unanswered questions. And that's a good thing, it's not a bad thing. Because unanswered questions often call you to be creative. We were just creative when we talked about having that session where we wonder if you've still been called to the same section. That was creative wondering. Out of the box, creativity called upon. So let's talk about the space, because we're trying to get somewhere. There is this space that we are ministering in. You are, how many songwriters in here? Songwriters? Yes, I'm going to be picking it up for a while. Song singers, raise your hand. Musicians, you can't get that. You're all here, right? We're in this space right now where not only do we need hymns, but we need hymns that are socially and culturally relevant for the historical period that we're in. We are going somewhere with this. This is the space we're in right now. That not only do we need hymns, Amazing Grace was socially and culturally relevant and historical for the place he was in when he was trading slaves.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, I wonder, where are the songs that are being written right now that are socially and culturally relevant to the historical space we are in right now in our country. And I wonder if the people that will write those hymns are in this conference. Look at this. Take a picture. Look at this. Is anyone, we're raising the standard of our writing, is anyone writing hymns that are socially and culturally relevant and historical right now? When there are people who are killed by police and are innocent. Or have our songs all turned inward, focusing on us as the object of affection and worship? I want to go through this. I went a little faster than the last class. I want to go through this and we're going to do some work. This is something that I created from just my little knowledge of history. There may be some things here that you can add to it or take away from it. We're going to have this discussion and get to right where I want to get to, because I got to get farther than I did with the last class. Okay? We got to finish the work before we leave. Musical literacy milestones. 1920s jazz, the early traditional gospel music. In this era, beings of heaven as I go through this wilderness below. Okay? Here we go. 1940s, rhythm and blues, the golden age of gospel music. Thomas Dorsey, Precious Lord. If you never knew the Lord before, there'll be peace in the valley. 1960s, we are going somewhere with this discussion. 1960s, we got soul and funk, contemporary gospel and the mass choir sound. I don't have time to talk about this, but I'm a fan of contemporary gospel because con means with what was already there. I won't preach about that. I'll just say it real quick and pass on. The contemporary gospel family did not deny or do away with the traditional early gospel. They kept it as a foundation. Part of the problem now why we don't have socially relevant, culturally relevant, historical songs is because this new thing that we are doing now starts from nowhere. Are you okay? It's just kind of out there. Okay, here we go. We're going to keep going. So now we got 1970s and 80s. We got hip hop and urban contemporary gospel music coming to the scene. Let's talk for a second. In 2013, that's what we're trying to get to, okay? But in 2013, no African American musician had a Billboard Hot 100 #1. This was the first time there was no #1 in a year by an African American in the chart's 55-year history. Here's my question. What significantly happened in 2012? Say it.
Obama was re-elected.
Say it.
Obama was re-elected.
In the year and the time frame that Obama was re-elected, there was no African American in the top 100 hot billboards. That's airplay. That's all of that. There are so many factors that I didn't say you weren't writing. I didn't say the songs weren't being published. I'm saying they were not recognized. This is a historical fact, which now leads us to this place. Let me help you why that is so significant. In the 1960s, there were songs and hymns that were written to support the social and cultural and historical period. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. It fit the historical period. And so what I see happening now is that there is a lack of persons who are willing to turn themselves again to the social and historical and cultural environment of 2018 and begin to write songs that speak to this new group of people who are now marching and brings biblical relevance. We are still writing hymns, but they are hymns of protest in support of all those faces we saw up there. Are y'all all right in here?
Yeah. I think Kendrick Lamar has found a voice, and there's some other people that are secular, but not on our side.
So now, let me tell you why I said this. I traveled into some places. I'll put this on camera, doesn't matter. Everybody knows. Let's just stop for it. I'm in a
Still recording.
Okay.
Still recording.
I travel to places with my white sisters and brothers who are musicians, and while we're gathering writing gospel music, they are gathering writing hymns of protest. Nashville, Memphis. They're gathering writing songs. Mark Miller writing song, a young white man. We resist, we refuse to let hatred win. We rise up, we won't back down. We're in this till the end. And we, who the struggle is about, we just,
Yeah.
my challenge to you in raising the standard, which is what we're going to do now, is as you write, writer, as you sing, singer, take the basis theologically of what a hymn is and turn it into something of protest. You may not be like me in the streets of St. Louis at night, standing on bridges and highways. That may not be your call, but you're here because you're called to write. Mahalia Jackson, I said this yesterday, is the reason why you heard King say he had a dream. King, tell him about the dream, King. Tell him about the dream, King. I'm saying that in every relevant movement, Judah goes first. And if that is you, it is time for us to stop writing ordinary stuff and begin to write things that speak to the social, the historical, and the cultural places of our time that have strong biblical foundations like a hymn does. Are we okay?
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
One of our young men got killed. And we do Craig Reason's Taking the Ferry. Second verse.
You're going to have to sing some of that for me.
Second verse is, and you do walk through. Thank you for watching, protecting you.